Killer is dead.
Hello there, Sarah from17 once again. This is my Killer is Dead, very hard difficulty video walkthrough. This is the second part to episode 7, and we're attacking a, a dude on a tiger, and this is my favourite part of the entire game. This is the daftest, most amazing, laugh out loud moment in all of Killer is Dead. And it's one of the only moments in the game that I believe really captures the studio's sense of humour well, which is a shame because they are capable of it. They've just really missed the mark with a lot of this game. But this right now, so brilliant and perfect. And if you're wondering what's happening, all you have to do is dodge the obstacles in front of you, hit the boss, and if he tries to hit you, you want to try and block. Couple of things to bear in mind. The block takes a while to go up fully, so you can get hit if you don't do it soon enough, so you'll notice I am getting tagged, but the fight itself is very simple, and you get a checkpoint after it, which is nice considering you don't get a checkpoint in the real fight. So, my strategy here is simple, but the problem you're going to have is if you don't cancel out of the attack quick enough and hold block, you're going to get hit. And here's how it works. If you do one attack and then try to block, it will take Mondo a whole bunch of milliseconds to bring his guard up, and it's too long. You'll get hit every time. If you hit him twice, what will happen is when Mondo starts the second attack animation, you can instantly cancel into his guard, and that will give you full protection from his attacks. The only ones that are difficult to block are the area of effect up-close moves. So, hit him a little bit, block. As soon as you see him try and move, if he goes purple, move away, shoot him, wait for him to get close, he'll eventually block the bullets, and then you can go back in and do some combat. You can evade these moves and get the counter, but I found almost no counters and I would still get hit. I was having a lot of trouble doing it, so this strategy here just seemed to work, much more beneficial for me, and hopefully you'll have a similar effect. But like right then, I was lucky to get my guard up. The only reason I did is because the second hit registered on him. But if you build your combo meter, you'll do more damage quickly, and sometimes you can get him into a stunned state. And in the stunned state, you can deal massive damage. By the way, when he blocks like that, do not go behind him and attack unless you are a master dodger, because he does a spinning attack, which sometimes it takes him a while to do, sometimes he does it instantaneously, and it's very difficult to dodge, and it knocks you a mile. When he does this charge move, you've got to wait till the last possible instant to dodge, and I have a lot of trouble evading it. It just seems to have a wicked range. Like just then is a successful evade, but it's because of the rock, you see. So when you do get to this phase of the fight, it's one of those where you want to stay as close to him as you can, because if you don't, he's going to spam that teleport move, and I believe it's unblockable. And I mean, look at it, it's really powerful too. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does enough to advocate him using it a lot and killing you with it. Like, look at it. Actually, that's very interesting. That when I was watching just then, folks, I didn't lose any life on it, so maybe it's like the train boss. Let's have a... Oh, and for anybody wondering, I am going to use one of the Mika tokens because just the inconsistencies with the block were kind of frustrating me on this fight, and it was really annoying for me personally, because when I came here on hard, it worked perfectly, and this boss has not changed at all. He's not got faster, he's barely got stronger, he takes a bigger beating, but that's literally it, and for some reason it just wasn't working. That's the spin attack when you go behind him, so be very careful. I am playing kind of sloppy here, but back on topic. The train boss does a move on his final phase where he slams his face down, and when you evade it, I assume evade it correctly, you take no damage, but you still get stunned, and sometimes it knocks you over or it knocks you back. And it looks like that was what the aerial teleport move was doing, because when I dodged it and it looked like I took a hit, I wasn't taking damage. So maybe that's just a state where it knocks you down indefinitely, which is really annoying, and I'm not a fan, but I might have to do some more testing on that. But getting hit again that time. Camera's not really helping here. A lock-on would be great, but once again the game developers decided that a lock-on's something they didn't want to give the player, which I will never understand when the camera doesn't move that quick. But I would recommend, if you're having trouble with the boss, just see and test which moves can be blocked, which moves can't be. Because as soon as I figured out you could block this guy's attacks, it made the fight significantly easier on hard. But on very hard, I just did not have a good performance against him, and I didn't enjoy the fight, which which really sucks because I loved it my first time through. But I've been experimenting post-recording with some of the sub-weapons. I'm really liking the charge-up one that essentially obliterates people in armor. I'm tempted to see how good it is against armor on very hard, because I've only been playing on normal, and it seems to be really destructive. And if so, I wish I'd have used it in the video just to show people that it's a very valid strategy of taking those guys out. But now that the first form has been beat, we can do the blood attack on him, which is actually called the Adrenaline Burst. In previous videos I was calling it Executioner Mode, so I hope people don't get too confused. I was reading the manual a couple days back, and it's the counter attack is not called anything except for counter, and the lock-on insta-kill move that uses blood is Adrenaline Burst, so I'm just making up words. But this phase here is very simple. If you've got a lot of blood, you can shoot this guy, beat him up, dodge his attacks, shoot him when he's at a distance, dodge his attacks, and then just get in there, get some slashes, get some combo meter, get some blood back to do some more shooting. You can try and evade them and get the counter, but every so often he alternates between doing the ground punch and a grab. That was his grab just then. The grab is really fast, and there is a wicked radius on that move. And you'll notice I went to restart the checkpoint then because I was really upset by getting hit by that attack. And then I remembered I'd used a Mika token, so it'll thus waste it, so I decided to continue on. But it just goes back to the checkpoint issue with this game, and I think the consensus is the reason the checkpoints are so poor is because of the token system. And Chainsaw Lollipop was the same. Shadows of the Damned, I don't think it had a revive system when you died, but it definitely had, really, really arduous boss fights because they had stupid life, and I don't think the checkpoints were that great. That being said, I do think some of them had checkpoints, so I just really don't understand the choice of denying the player a checkpoint. Because this is an 8-minute boss fight, and I don't know, there's a part of me that just doesn't understand bosses that have HP cranked up so high that you have to hit them a million times to kill them. I can understand hitting them a whole bunch of times to stun them and then do massive damage, a little bit like the Tower Knight in Demon's Souls, or like on Bayonetta where you attack them enough to do one of those fancy cinematic attacks. This game just kind of leaves you in this, mash until it works kind of mentality. And a lot of people are taking some of the criticism I'm putting towards the game as kind of malicious, and that's not as it's intended at all. I really do like this game, and it's just an extension it's just me delivering my frustration with elements that should have been better. This game's been in development for a long time, and every single title that comes out we forgive. We forgive, oh, it's just Suda51 being eccentric. There comes a time, guys, where you have to stop making excuses for these people. They're putting out these products, they're getting funded to make these products, and we should be making them strive to make the best thing they can. And there's problems with this game. There's big problems with it, and there's problems that should not be. And, in 2013, excuses have to stop. We're entering the next generation, and this shit's just not acceptable. So thanks for watching, and you take care now.